Ho ho ho, welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Ascended, and it's Christmas time, alright. I'm starting to work on the next addition to the Mountain Ruin base. I've just seen a lot of the reactions to the first build. Thank you so much, it's really nice to see. And I will try going forward to show more of my process as well, like what I'm thinking, what decisions I make, etc, etc. So you can see more of the process instead of the before and after. And as you can also see, it is Christmas time. The Winter Wonderland Fest is currently going on, which is pretty nice. Also got some great new colors. I actually tamed finally a couple of pterodons because I saw some cool colors, and I bred them up, and this is the first little baby. So for the fast traveling, I now have a pterodon once again. And yeah, we built this in the last episode, or well, the last time we were here at least. And now I've actually done an addition, but I haven't recorded that yet because I basically instantly did that after the last time. But it's not too special. It's basically mostly this platform. So there's this structure here. There's no real way to get up here. And we wanted the forge somewhere so it would be very accessible, so you can just drop in the Anki and whatever you're dropping off, and you can access the forge really easily. And then again, move on very quickly to wherever the storage is. So yeah, that's what I did. I made this platform. Now again, as with most of the ruins builds, usually what the hardest part is lining the first foundation. So what I did, I stood on this corner, I looked that way to see the line of the ruins going this way and that way. I think I used K mode as well a little bit to look around. And then I placed this first foundation, and then I see if it lines up this way by placing a couple of next to it. And I see if it lines up the other way by placing some on the other side as well. And as soon as I'm happy with those first 2-3 foundations, I basically start filling everything in. It worked pretty well because it lined all the way up to this one, and then I extended it by some ceilings because we wanted to make this bigger platform with the most incredible view of the surroundings. Like, this is a really cool spot to be waiting for your metal to melt down, because yeah, this is a pretty great view. But as I said, there's no natural connection here, so instead I built this little staircase going all the way down so it connects perfectly up here. Now this is one of the XP points here, and I was actually really happy as well with the way these pillars lined up, because this one is maybe a little bit on the edge, but this one very nicely in the corner. These two very nicely on the edge. That one also good. And this one almost perfectly on the end of this wall. So very happy with the way that turned out. And you can still enjoy this ruin, especially because the pillars are here. Kind of like that as well. Like, it just makes a lot of sense. But there's plenty of more buildings that I can start rebuilding. And there's of course plenty of other things that, well, maybe not too many things, but I'm sure I can think of some. And if you have suggestions, definitely let me know. But yeah, there's definitely some more additions to build. This is one of the bigger ruins that's still left to do. Not quite sure what to do with it yet. And then we have this ruin as well. Now somewhere also probably gonna add a greenhouse of some sort. So I'm not sure where I want to do that, because I don't think we need a greenhouse majorly big. But yeah, there's definitely some space to be had here as well. We still need to move this out. I kind of don't want to do it because, well, it's not just my base, so I don't want to do it. But at some point, it's going to have to go here, because otherwise I can't continue building. We've got some more protection up here because we've come to the conclusion that probably the best place to store the dinos is going to be up here. So what I might end up doing is maybe build like a little roof somewhere, a little bit of a, you know, safe and nice looking place for the dinos. Nothing with foundations though, because we don't want to have the babies glitch into the floor, which tends to happen a lot, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, that is the future projects. But so far, yeah, it's going very well. Happy with the new addition or the new addition of the Forge platform. I think that looks quite nice. And can't wait to get started on some more building. But as I said, I'll try to take you along for the process a little bit more than I did with the first build. I think I was just a little bit too excited and just wanted to get started as soon as possible and make sure that I had a building for them, for my friends as soon as possible as well. So that's why I kind of did it like in a day or two. So yeah, we'll try to show more of the next process. I think I'm gonna tackle that ruin next because one, it doesn't have any stuff in the way, and two, I feel like it makes sense. Then the first layer of this ruin is done, and then we slowly move up and beyond. I do have a couple of other additions that I want to build besides the ruins, which will be nice. But yeah, this is going to be a very cool base once I'm done with it. Okay, so it's a little bit later. I'm behind the first ruin that we transformed into a building, and I decided to build a little greenhouse on this little platform here because I don't think we need a very big greenhouse to begin with, and this was kind of like the perfect shape. You can still follow the path up and down very easily, and we have the room to do all the gardening that we want to do. Should work. We have a platform again because I just like the fact that you could just fly up here, park your bird very easily, do your thing, and you'll probably fly off because most of the time you're moving around on birds anyway. And then down there is the industrial forge platform that I showed you before. So slowly but surely the thing is coming together. This was just one of those small things that we definitely do need, but it doesn't really have to be super big, so it doesn't have to be a full-size ruin rebuild. Now, I think I'm not quite sure what building I want to do next. Like, there's a couple of things that we really needed when I started doing the rebuilds. One of those things that I think is most important is a place to breed dinos. Now, we've already discussed this, and we don't want it to be on a ceiling or a foundation because especially babies, they tend to sink into those and then they get stuck, and it's a whole ordeal, which is very annoying. So one of the places would be this, but it's not too big, so it will get very crowded. And at first, I personally thought of picking the place all the way at the end here, because there's also some space here, but again, it's not very big, and especially if you do like breeding for the boss fight, it would still get very, very crowded. So you come to the conclusion that the best place would be all the way up here on top of the mountain, because there's the most space here. It isn't very flat, however, so I'm not quite sure how to do that. So maybe what I'll do is over here basically build like not really a building, but maybe just like some kind of roofing, basically just like a little roof with some pillars. Maybe I have to check how I'll do that, because again, it isn't very flat here. It's kind of going right up here. And then maybe what we could do is, if we have the space, we could maybe make a bigger building here, just as like a dino parking barn. I don't know. But then again, like, this is the very, very top of the mountain, so if you build anything here, I feel like you want to make it look like a castle almost. So maybe what I should do instead is build like a castle-like structure, walls, I don't know, and then see if we can integrate like the places to breed and places to just park dinos, because as you can see right now, it's currently being used to breed these guys over here for the next boss fight that we're planning on doing. Yeah, so probably the most important thing is just having the big space and making sure it's accessible as well, because I think we still want to be able to yeah, grab dinos and stuff like that, because It's just very convenient. So if there's a big roof over all of it, wouldn't work as well. So I still need to figure out like the best way, the best idea to actually make this work and be useful. Then we have this structure as well that I can rebuild. Not quite sure like what the function. I don't know if we probably won't have a function for every building, because I mean there's so many stuff that I can still build, but if there is some function to it, I think that would be nice. But for the breeding, I think this is very much going to be the best place to do it. So yeah, we'll just have to see what we can do and what we can come up with to make this all work.